here is our finished layout of the friendship quilt block. So we've got all our B pieces, the colours faced towards the middle. We could have left the outer borders white. I did with the C piece, but I think it adds a little more interest because we haven't got all the lines where the quilters would have sewn things together. So we've laid it out like this, and we're going to sew together 1, 2, and that's a block of 3. We're going to sew together here and here, that's a line of 3. Here and here, another line of 3. And then we will sew together here, here, and then we're going to do a border around the whole thing. But before we do that, I want to show you something interesting about these squares that you could do. Really, ma'am? Really? Can you get off my blanket, please? I've already fed you. Here comes another one. So you can make 4 block Bs and you can put them together like that. And you could do a big wide border around. My dogs keep asking me for food, but it's not food time. Equally, we could use the A blocks and we could put 9 just A blocks together with different colours. Anyway, let's get sewing the way it's supposed to go. Alright, so I've lined these up right side up, which means that your stitches are just facing the same way. So that's the wrong side, it looks different. So whatever, this is the right side up of the stitches. I've lined them up stitch by stitch, and it looks like I might have extra space here by about 1, 2, 3 stitches. That's because we did the 4 in the corner instead of 3. So what I'm going to do is somewhere along here is I'll stitch 2 together, and that will just pinch this together just a tiny bit. And we'll fudge that. So we'll probably do it twice, stitch 2 together, and we'll do it in the middle somewhere, like 1 here and 1 here. Alright, I ended up turning this block because I had some tails here which I thought would be too difficult to see, and they've actually lined up a lot better, so we'll see how we go. So we're going to start in the corner here, and I've got a slip stitch on my white. So we're just going to pull the slip knot, through, and we're going to start here. And I originally saw this on Pinterest, so I'll send you the original link as well. That's the tail. So then we want to go into the top on this side on the corresponding stitch, which I think should be this one. So we're going to go in. Takes a little bit to get it started, and this is easier to do on a table. There we go. So we're going to pull that through, and then now we've got 2 loops. We're going to do like a single crochet. There we go. You can pull this tight, pull all that. So then we take it off the hook, and then in the next stitch right next to it that we haven't gone into yet, we're going to pull this loop through it. Just takes a bit of fiddling to get started. Okay, and then we want to go into this next stitch, pull a loop through. So you've got 2 on the hook, and then pull that through like a single crochet. And the act of taking it off your hook and pulling it through here keeps the seam flat. I'm going to keep going. And so what I meant by shortening up the square by putting 2 into 1 would be to go back into the square that we've already been in, and that would cinch this side a little bit. But I don't think we need to, so we're going to continue one by one. Pull up there, make the single crochet, tighten it all up, pull it through here, tighten again, and away we go. Just keep it all neat and tidy. Through here. And then we get this flat seam. So that's what it looks like here. That's what it looks like on the other side. It kind of matches. So just make sure that when we're putting our blocks together, they're in the same layout. So we're gonna put all the 3 sets together and I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so here is our finished join, and all that wibble wobble that you saw on the floor looks really nice and flat and pretty. I did need to put a couple of stitches in the same hole. I think you can see there's one here. I think I did 2, 3 or 4 because this was a little bit longer, and I did it all in here, but you really can't tell. So ideally you should do it along the length, but I didn't know how bad it was going to be. I thought I chose a side. This little dip we're gonna fix when we go this way. So on the other side I need to do orange facing towards the center of this block. All right, this is our second seam done. Again, I just put some together up the top there and I just rolled this side over so that I could work on this seam, and that's our first 3 block ready. And there it is. Then we do the next row here. All right, that's our next line up. Here's our next lot of 3 done. And the reason why I've got so much dog hair on my blanket. Don't know if, oh no, that's gonna match. When we put these together, we're gonna make sure these match. Are you right, madame? You enjoying? Okay, we just finished our 3rd lot of 3 panel. So let's go at it. Here's how it's looking. We've sewn 1, 2 in a panel of 3, 1, 2, panel of 3, 1, 2, panel of 3. Now we're going to sew it down here, making sure these places touch. And then we can do a border around the whole outside. David, do you have to? Excuse me, sir? So I'm just lining up the 2 strips on my table. It looks like they're going to fit perfectly. We want to make sure we join here. We'll join the edge, a stitch here, a stitch in the middle, a stitch the other side, and then start. Excuse me, David. He's trying to eat my chips. Excuse me. They're my chippies. And then as we finish each thing, I'll pull it forward and down until we do all 3 panels. They're just hanging off the back here. Okay, so I've asked the dogs to stay off my blanket. Here is how... David! Here's how it's looking. Excuse me, up off please. Thank you. Wait. Good boy. Here's how it's looking. We'll give it a measure. Sizzle. And now we've just got the tails where we've sewn it together. And we had these extra outside tails from the original borders. So I'm going to sew in all the ends. I'm going to measure it. And then we're going to think about what border we're going to put on. We will definitely at least put 1 single crochet border on, and that will make it look as thick as this. I'm hoping to do 1 round of each colour on the outside. I think that will look nice. Nice. And I think we'd start with the brown. But I don't know if we'll do the probably not the variegated. We'll do it in these outside colours. So let's measure how big it is. Okay, so the Boggy Creek parameters are 30 to 40 inches wide and 40 to 50 long, and I'm hoping this will be 40 inches wide, but it can be between 30 and 40. By my calculations, if we have 12.5-inch squares, we should have 37.5-inch wide, which still gives us a 3-inch border. So we'll just check. It's a bit more than 12. That's 12 is 24. You're going to need to move, please, Sizzle. Excuse me, darling. Ah, excuse me. Hop off. Oh my goodness. Now look, you pulled a bit. You pulled a bit. Okay, 24. So that should be 37.5. And then that's about 2 inches. So we're at 39. So I think, oh, we still have an inch though. 39. This is another inch. So I also have a rainbow. So I think we're going to do another white, a single rainbow, or let's do another white, double crochet rainbow, and another white to finish. Just single crochet. And then maybe I'll slip stitch around the whole thing. I'm not sure about that. So first job is I'm going to sew in the ends. But I'm going to pull all these threads to the back and do a glamour photo. So I'll see you in a minute. I'm back again. Turns out I already pulled them through to one side. This is the back side, which still looks equally as nice. I actually like this. Looks really cool on the back side. Anyway, I'll finish it off and I'll see you guys soon. So here is our finished blanket all laid out. I'm pretty happy with the border. I just did the 3 single crochet and the 3 double crochet. And it turned out really nice. And it is approximately 40 inch by 40 inch. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you like what you see. And check out these other videos.